And how have you guys kept on through the years? Do you guys stay in contact? Like, obviously, Selma is battling MS. She's pretty public about it. It's a pretty brave battle. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, indeed.
Do you guys still, I mean, you talked to her. Why didn't she text Ron?
Because I texted her saying, do you have a message for today?
Right. Do you guys still talk to each other after Hellboy 1 and 2?
Yes.
Yes.
Pretty regularly.
Always,
and
yeah.
when you, I know there was a lot of work going into making a third movie with Guillermo. We did not get the third film, hopefully the closure to the story you guys introduced in 1 and 2. But we did get a Hellboy that I enjoyed with David Harbour. Did you guys see the film? Did you guys enjoy the most recent Hellboy film? What were some...
Did you see it, Doug?
I did see it. I wanted to know what we were up with. So,
Ron, you did not see it.
I'm a blank slate.
okay. And that's probably a good thing. You know, yeah. I saw it.
I can still say bad stuff about it, though. I mean, even not having seen it. But
It's like Martin Scorsese talking about Marvel movies and how he doesn't like them.
And David Harbour is a lovely fellow, by the way. Yes, he is. He really is. Yeah.
If you guys got a chance to make your Hellboy 3, what did you want to do in the third film that maybe you didn't see done with the characters in the first two? Where would you like to see your characters go?
well, Doug wanted to just see anything. He wanted to just basically see where he was going.
It's true. It is true.
He didn't give a shit where he was going. He just wanted to see.
I just want to see that place.
He loves it.
Instead of just, having his hand on my ass the whole goddamn time.
But Ron, the second movie is different than the first, like in a lot of ways. There's a love interest for Liz's character, like you kind of have a rival in that first movie that you don't have in the second one, and now you're the main interest for Liz's character. Your character's given a bit much more to do in that second movie. How would you guys have expanded on it? How would you have liked to have seen it expanded if you'd gone to the third film?
Well, of course, there's no. I mean, one doesn't. Begin to let one's mind wander about what the third film should look like when one is in the hands of somebody like Guillermo del Toro. Guillermo always conceived of this as a trilogy, and everything that happens in the first two films will be resolved in the third one, because there won't be any others.
Right.
And the things that needed to be resolved were epic in proportion. It was like Hellboy is the beast of the apocalypse. He's summoned to Earth with an oracle, which is non-negotiable, which is that he will be the seed of destruction of all mankind. The second movie ends with her being pregnant with twins. There's what sets up this final resolve. Hellboy has been raised to do good, but born to do evil. So he's constantly has this Nietzschean philosophical dialectic going on inside of him about nature versus nurture. Which one of those things will prevail, and what does he have to give up in order for the good one to prevail? That's what the third film was meant to be, which is why I felt like it was a criminal that we didn't finish the trilogy, because everything that you guys had invested yourself in the first two films was all about how that comes to a close. And that's why I personally mounted the kind of campaign I did to get the third film made, but it's just too many moving parts and too many people with schedules and stuff, so it didn't happen.
I think you guys all would have wanted to see that. I know I would have. Yeah. All right, we have a microphone floating out there somewhere for you guys to ask questions. Can the person with the microphone raise their hands? We got a microphone coming over here. Make your way, if you can, to the railing and ask that question. I got you hopping up and down.
There's a hopper right there.
Please, make your way to the railing if you want to ask the question. Please, crowd surf them over there, however you want to get there.
Pass them along.
I know there's a faster way.
All right, thank you. Two things. First of all, I speak for everyone when I say, we're not worthy! We're not worthy! Woo! And second, for you...
So true.
And this is a question for you, Ron. Like, in your personal opinion, like, not depending on the fans, but who do you think would win in a three-way battle? The Lich, Slade, or Hellboy?
I love those hypothetical questions. Because there's no right answer and there's no wrong answer.
Yeah.
So thanks for that.
All right, let's go right down the line. Go ahead.
My turn? Cool. Hi guys.
Hi.
So you said that Guillermo gave you some
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the cutest person
Ever.
here
Yeah.
at this convention, maybe in Greater Los Angeles. I wish you could see her.
You're so sweet. But okay, nerdy side. So you said you read some of the comic books of some, Hellboy. So would you want one of those stories to be into the third movie if it were to happen? Like, was there a story that Hellboy, Ape Sapien, etc. went through that felt like would be really good to bring on the screen?
Wait, am I wrong? Didn't Mike Mignola bring this, the Hellboy 2, that seed of destruction, or that destruction in the end of it? I think his comic books did complete that story, didn't they?
Well, the making of the film, the comic books are a jumping off point for
Right.
something that needs to be original and more suited for the big screen. So there are obviously elements of the saga, how Hellboy comes to be, where he gets summoned from, which all appear in the first film, but eventually Guillermo has to turn it into a story that stands on its own, because each of the comic books are kind of like little tales, whereas the trilogy was meant to be one big saga. And so there's your answer. I don't know if it's very useful to you, but
Also the BPRD comic books, Abe Sapien was more of a central figure in those, and there was some talk years ago about maybe even possibly doing a TV series. So that was brought up to me, but never panned out either. So.
Well, now we have streaming services.
Okay.
Doug, if we were to have a streaming service and a BPRD show, we've got Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. over at ABC. If Universal was to get it together and make a streaming service, and they were to say, hey, let's get a BPRD show, would you guys be interested in being a part of that?
I always wanted to see Hellboy in a walker.
Yeah.
Don't run so fast. Hey, I'm coming.
I'll just speak for myself, but I'm part of the oldest superhero team in history right now, I think. So, I don't know. Let's see.
Let's get the person right next to you. Yeah, there you go.
Hi, my name is Ashley.
Hi, Ashley.
Hi, Ashley.
Hi, I'm gonna be that person that asks the personal questions. Do you have a favorite scene that you like to shoot in a movie? Or was there one that meant more to you?
That wasn't very personal. That's a very professional question.
Okay, that's good.
Thought you were going to ask me about. Never mind.
Yeah.
My beauty mark. My dimple. Which I still have, by the way. That's a line from a movie I watched last night.
Or that time that I was young and needed the money. That one.
I hope that satisfies your answer to your question.
Do you guys have a scene that you look back in the films and remember as your favorite?
Oh gosh, I do. I certainly do. It was to be in Hellboy 2: The Golden Army when Hellboy teaches Abe Sapien how to drink beer for the first time. Yes, and we got to break into a Barry Manilow song, "Can't Smile Without You." Favorite moment ever.
Which we'd be happy to recreate right now. For the right price.
It's always a catch, fans. Let's go all the way to the end with the orange shirt.
Hi, my name's Madison. One of the questions I wanted to ask, with Hellboy, because of all the prosthetics and the makeup, what was the hardest or most annoying part of that?
Oh.
Because I know Abe had more of the... Poor Abe.
the anal probes were just a pain in the ass, if I could be so bold.
Yeah. Literally. Whenever you have prosthetic makeup, any kind of process like that, it's going to be, there are challenges to go through, of course. My Ape Sapien makeup, and especially in the first Hellboy movie, I had 12 prosthetic pieces from head to toe when you saw me shirtless with just wearing the shorts. That's a lot of blue fish guy to see and show and make up. So that process took 7 hours a day before I started my work day. So it was just the sheer sleep deprivation and exhaustion was probably the most annoying part of all that. But when you know that you're making a piece of art like that will live, and we're talking about it today, this many years later, you look back on it and it was all worth it.
Thank you.
You loved it so much you made Shape of Water.
Yes, indeed.
Masochist.
I don't know how many actors have played two fishmen in their life, but I have. Yeah.
All right, let's try to get one or two more. Let's go with the Avengers Infinity War shirt over here. I just kind of want the microphone guy to have to zigzag back and forth.
Yeah.
Hey Ron, first of all, thank you for always keep showing up on my favorite online news network, The Young Turks. You are progressive. Thank you so much, sir. My question to both of you, what is it about Guillermo del Toro that you keep saying yes to him? I mean, was there a moment like, hey, I want you to be my movie? No, Guillermo, thanks though.
You ever see the size of that guy? No is not, not an option. He'll hunt you down.
It's true.
I also think he has friends in the cartel, but I've never said that publicly, and you didn't hear it today, okay?
When Guillermo del Toro offers you a movie role, you know it's going to be a piece of art, no matter what it is. Whether it's a big action summer blockbuster movie or one of his smaller art films, he's a great storyteller and a visionary, and there's no reason to not be in his movies ever.
Let's get one more. So put your hand up and actually jump up and down if you can. Okay. Behind the yellow hat. Let's get you forward. There you are.
Aw.
Hi guys.
Hi.
All right, so I know they might have answered this question before, but I know Guillermo del Toro's movies are both very visual and pleasing. What would be your favorite design that he's done? It could be a monster, it could be architecture, anything. I really like all of them.
I have one. Another character that I got to play actually in Hellboy 2, The Golden Army, was the Angel of Death. Beautiful. That was one of the most stunning makeups and costumes I've ever seen, or let alone worn. Yeah, that would be mine, but...
I think my favorite design is the fawn in Pan's Labyrinth.
Which I also played. I don't know if you knew that or not.
Doug has been in all my favorite Guillermo del Toro movies. As opposed to me, I've not been in any of my favorite movies. And I've been in 6 of them.
You've been 6 of them, so have I, yeah.
But he makes 2 fucking masterpieces, and I'm not in either.
Well, let's hope there's some more masterpieces involving you guys. Thank you guys so much for being a part of it. Doug Jones, Ron Perlman.